President-elect Donald Trump has all but ruled out getting Hillary Clinton prosecuted over her private email server, telling the New York Times in a lengthy interview, "It's not something that I just feel that strongly about." But our next guest says Congress still has an obligation to press on. Joins us right now is a member of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, Ohio Representative Jim Jordan, a Republican. Mr. Jordan, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Steve.
Okay, so you say Congress has got an obligation to investigate whether or not Hillary Clinton or the Clinton Foundation did anything wrong. But if the top guy in your party is saying, you know, I don't know if I feel that strongly about it, why would you go forward with it?
Well, we do have an obligation, not just any old obligation. It's a constitutional obligation. She obviously broke federal records law, at least I think she did. And I come back to the basic standard. It's equal treatment under the law in this country. That is the standard. And if anyone else would be investigated, then so should the former Secretary of State. So I think that's the right position for the House to take. As far as the administration goes, that's going to largely be a call for Senator Sessions when he becomes the Attorney General. If he thinks it warrants further pursuit, further activity, further investigation, then he can move in that direction. I certainly respect President-elect Trump's statement.
Sure.
But we have a job in the House, and we should do that regardless of who's in the White House, regardless of what party it is. We should do our constitutional duty. That's what the American people expect.
Sure. You know, Congressman, over the last couple of years, the Department of Justice, which was supposed to be, completely neutral, has looked like a political wing of the White House. How does that change with the new administration?
I think Jeff Sessions is a tremendous individual who's going to change that very thing. That's one of the things I believe was an important issue, particularly in the last few months of this campaign, this idea that the Justice Department is supposed to be about justice, and it, as you said, rightly was focused on politics. I mean, just think about the Clinton example. When have you ever seen the subject of the investigation's husband interviewed by or visit with the Attorney General just a few days before the subject of the investigation is interviewed? Yeah. When have you ever seen five people get immunity, and yet no one gets prosecuted?
Right.
5 people get immunity, 3 of them don't even bother to testify. They take the 5th in front of Congress. 1 of them doesn't even bother to show up.
You can't make it up.
Yeah, and when have you ever seen the Attorney General announce beforehand, I'm going to follow the recommendations of the FBI,
right,
even though we don't know what the recommendations
sure
are? It's the first and only time it's happened. So when you see this play out, it's why I think our job in the House, our job as the members of the legislative branch, is to do our constitutional duty and make sure we provide the right oversight.
Real quickly before you go, now that the administration is switching parties, would this be easier for you to get your hands on IRS records? Because a lot of people are still steamed about that.
Yeah, I think so. And never forget, it was just 2 weeks ago the IRS announced that the Albuquerque Tea Party wasn't going to get their tax-exempt status, even though they've waited 7 years for that. 7 years, and it still looks like targeting is going on.
Wow.
So, yeah, I think we'll have a better opportunity to get deep down into these agencies, not just the IRS, but all these agencies, where so many of the left kind of hang out and are part of the bureaucracy.
Right.
I think that'll make it be an easier thing and something that we need to do as well.
All right. Congressman Jim Jordan of Ohio. Sir, thank you very much for joining us. You're going to be the first one in the office today.
All right.
Thank you, sir.